Hey guys, welcome back for another reaction. Today I'll be checking out 21 rules Germans follows that don't exist anywhere else. Let's get into this.
There is a country in the heart of Europe where people wait at empty crosswalks at 3 in the morning, stores vanish on Sundays as if they never
3?
existed, and making noise at the wrong hour can turn your neighbors into sworn enemies. What feels
Scary.
completely normal there can leave the rest of the world absolutely bewildered. Because in Germany, everyday life runs on a set of unwritten rules, so deeply embedded that locals
Yeah.
follow them without thinking. For outsiders stepping into the country for the first time, it can feel like everyone received a
Invisible
secret manual that
rulebook.
nobody bothered to translate. Most visitors arrive expecting efficiency and precision. What they find instead is a culture built on order, unspoken agreements, and traditions so unique they spark endless confusion online. Some of
Uh-huh.
these habits have shaped industries and influenced nations. Others are so
Future.
specific that travelers assume locals are playing an elaborate prank. Once you understand the hidden logic behind these
Scary.
rules, everything starts clicking into place. And you begin to see how a nation famous for engineering and punctuality developed customs that quietly affect every
Very
corner of
interesting.
daily life. And that is where things get fascinating. The first surprise does not come from the architecture,
Not
the
the
food,
architecture.
or the famous highways. It starts the moment you try to cross the street. The shock hits before you even reach the sidewalk. In most countries, jaywalking is a minor rebellious act that nobody bats an eye at. In
Yeah.
Germany, it is practically a social crime. Stand at an empty intersection at midnight with no cars in sight, and you will still find locals waiting patiently for the light to change. Cross too
Really?
early, and you might catch disapproving stares from strangers, or worse, a stern lecture about setting a bad example for children who might be watching.
I
It
guess,
is not
yeah.
about the law, it is about the principle. Order
That's
exists
true.
because everyone agrees to maintain it, even when nobody is checking. And that
This is actually really good, and I'm super like proud of German people because they're very obedient and they really follow rules even no one is watching. Like for me, I feel like when it's 3 a.m. and there's nobody on the street, I feel like I'm gonna jaywalk. But yeah, I'm not gonna do it in Germany. Because, like, sometimes when the light is taking so long, I feel like I just wanna go for it. But I've been trying to be patient lately. So, yeah, I think it's a good manners and rules to follow. So I don't get stare. Like, I want that to happen. And I don't want to get in trouble. Is there a fine for it? How much? That's
same
scary.
respect for structure shows up the moment you move into a new apartment.
Right
Before you
away?
unpack a single box, there is paperwork waiting. The Anmeldung, Germany's mandatory address registration, requires you to officially declare where you live within days of arriving. Skip it,
That's
and you will find
interesting.
yourself locked out of bank accounts, phone contracts, and half the systems that make modern life function. For
Is this for
Germans,
real?
this is just routine. For newcomers, it feels like the government wants a handshake before you are allowed to exist. But perhaps the
That's
most
so
bewildering rule
crazy.
for visitors is the silence. Germany runs on quiet hours, and breaking them can turn a
Sunday,
peaceful
right?
neighborhood into a battlefield. Mowing your lawn on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Unthinkable. Running a washing machine past 10 at night? Risky. Drilling a hole in your wall during the sacred midday rest period? You might as well declare war on the entire building. These quiet
That's
times are not
interesting.
just suggestions, they are enforced with a seriousness that leaves outsiders stunned. And yet, for locals, this is simply how peace is preserved in a densely
Yeah,
populated country where walls are thin and patience is thinner.
that's true.
These
I feel like when you live in an apartment or like condominium, I feel like it's important to follow rules, especially the quiet hours, because that's so disrespectful to like be so noisy at those hours, especially there's rules. Because if people are sleeping those times, they could wake up. Like, that happened so many times to me before, like in my old apartment. My neighbor has been so annoying until I just leave that place. I was like, oh, screw that. After my lease, I just left. And I was there for like 7 months. I did not confront him, but I was annoyed every single day. He's so annoying. He's so annoying. But yeah, I like these rules. This is nice.
Spoken rules of public behavior already paint a picture of a nation that values order above all else. But wait until you see what happens when the weekend arrives. Nothing
What
confuses
happened?
visitors quite like a
Yeah.
German Sunday. In most of the world, weekends mean shopping, errands, and busy streets. In
Mm-hmm.
Germany, Sundays feel like the entire country collectively decided to pause. Supermarkets close, retail shops vanish behind locked doors. Even gas station convenience stores become the last hope for forgotten groceries. The silence is
Oh,
almost eerie for newcomers, but for Germans, this is sacred time for rest, family, and
that's
doing
actually nice.
absolutely nothing
Yeah.
productive. And if Sundays feel strict, the recycling system will completely overwhelm.
Yeah, for me, every weekend is the grocery shopping time, doing all the chores. But it is actually nice that everything is closed during Sunday. Then you have to do it during weekdays. Sunday is definitely a rest day. And yeah, that shouldn't be errands day. But good thing the station is open so that I still could buy something in case I forget stuff, right?
You. Germany doesn't just separate trash, it turns waste management into an art form. Paper goes
Wow,
in one bin,
really?
organic waste in another. Plastics go in a
Wow.
yellow
That's
bag.
very
Glass is
organized.
sorted by color into designated neighborhood containers. Mess it
Wow.
up, and your neighbors will know. Some apartment buildings even
How?
have unofficial recycling monitors who take the system very seriously. What looks
Wow, that's
exhausting to
crazy.
outsiders is simply muscle memory to Germans who have been sorting since childhood. There is the Pfand, the
That's so
deposit system
crazy.
that makes every bottle worth saving. Buy a
Oh
drink and a
yeah,
small fee
I've
is added to the
seen
price.
that one
Return
before.
the empty bottle to a machine and you get that money back. It sounds simple
Money,
enough
money,
until
money.
you realize that Germans have turned this into a nationwide recycling movement. You will see people carrying bags of bottles to supermarkets like it is a regular errand. Leaving an empty bottle beside a public trash can is not littering. It is considered polite, a quiet
Yeah,
gift for
it
someone who
is.
collects them.
Manners.
Even paying for things
This is actually nice because then you don't have or you don't see any water bottle garbage on the side or anywhere because there's a lot of people like they pretend to like left their water bottle at the seat or like the park, but they actually did it on purpose. So this is actually nice that they get money when you do this in the machine. This is actually nice. It's pretty good.
comes with its own cultural quirk. While much of the world has gone digital, Germany holds on to cash like a treasured tradition. Cards are increasingly
Interesting.
accepted, but there is still a deep preference for physical money. Some restaurants, cafes, and even shops still operate on a cash-only basis. The
Yeah, I've
reasons
heard this
range
one
from
too.
privacy concerns to old habits that simply never faded. For visitors
Okay.
expecting to tap their phone and go, it is a reality check, because Germany does not always follow global
Cash is still a
trends.
king.
These weekend rhythms already feel like stepping into a different dimension. But the surprises only deepen once you enter the world of German social customs. The moment you meet someone,
I feel like cash is definitely a good thing, but I do not like taking out cash from the ATMs because there's a fee. So it's easier to just get your card and then just pay using your card. It's convenient that way, I think, instead of like getting your cash and then counting cash. And then I hate coins. I do hate coins. It's very heavy in my bag. But yeah, I think that's something that I don't understand. Like, I think it's easier to have a card. I think it's really convenient that way. But yeah, what do you guys think?
in Germany, the rules start stacking up. Punctuality isn't a suggestion. Arriving 5 minutes late can feel like a minor scandal, but arriving too early is equally awkward, as if you are rushing your host before they are ready. The goal
Yeah,
is
that's
precision.
awkward.
Show up exactly when expected, not a minute before, not a second after. For
Okay,
Germans,
I'll
this
remember
isn't
this.
pressure. It's respect translated into time.
It is.
Then comes the handshake. Firm, direct, and accompanied by steady eye contact. A limp grip can leave a poor impression. Avoiding someone's gaze can seem untrustworthy. And when toasts are raised, that eye contact becomes even more important. Clinking glasses without
Really?
looking the other person in the eyes is considered bad luck by some and bad manners by most. It's a tiny detail that outsiders often miss, but Germans rarely forget. And speaking of
No
celebrations,
early birthday
birthdays
wishes.
come with a
Oh,
rule
yeah,
that
yeah.
baffles nearly every foreigner.
I think I've heard
In
this
Germany,
one.
wishing someone a happy birthday before the actual day is considered bad luck. So if your
Uh
friend's
oh.
birthday falls on a Tuesday, you wait until Tuesday. No early texts, no premature cake, just patience, superstition, and very precise party timing. And once the day arrives, do not expect the birthday person to sit back and be celebrated. In many workplaces, the birthday person brings cake for everyone else. Flip the
Yeah,
tradition completely, and suddenly the honoree becomes the host. But one of the most uniquely German social
that is really interesting. So yeah, why is it a bad luck when people greet you earlier before your birthday? What could happen? Like, why? I don't get that. I feel like sometimes a lot of people do it earlier because they forget, because they get busy in that day or something. So yeah, I feel like I appreciate that. But yeah, why is it a bad luck though? That's so interesting.
rituals happens around noon every single workday. Say
Miles,
Mahlzeit in an office at
Milesite.
lunchtime, and you will hear it echoed back instantly. It is a greeting, a blessing, and a lunchtime ritual
Ah,
all wrapped into one untranslatable
Milesite.
word. For outsiders, it feels random. For Germans, skipping it would feel almost rude. It is a small moment of connection built into the rhythm of the day. These social customs reveal a
Interesting.
culture where rules are not restrictions. They are simply how people show respect. And yet, German culture gets even more specific once you step inside someone's home. Enter a German household, and you'll encounter an
Power
obsession that
ventilation.
no other country seems to share: fresh air. Germans believe deeply in the
Oh,
power of
fresh
proper ventilation,
air.
and they've turned opening windows into a near scientific ritual. There's even a word for it: Stoßlüften, the act of throwing windows wide open for short, intense bursts of fresh air, even in the dead of winter. Heating bills and freezing temperatures
It would be
don't matter.
nice.
What matters is circulation. But beware the opposite: drafts. A cold breeze sneaking through a cracked window or an open door is treated like an invisible threat. Germans warn each other about Zugluft, the way other cultures
What is
warn
that?
about curses. Sitting near a draft can supposedly cause stiff necks, colds, or mysterious
Oh,
aches. Whether it's science or superstition, the fear is real enough that people will rearrange seats, close windows, and protect themselves from the slightest unwanted breeze.
really?
Then there is the matter of shoes. Wearing outdoor
Wishes
footwear
indeed.
inside a German home is often frowned upon.
That
Hosts may
is
offer
rude,
slippers or expect you to simply
actually.
go without shoes. Tracking dirt across clean floors is seen as
Yeah,
careless. Cleanliness standards
yeah.
run high. Some apartment buildings
I feel like that's actually very basic to not wear your shoes on someone else's house. Because why would you bring your dirty shoes inside someone's house? That's very disrespectful. I don't like people that does that too. Really annoying.
even enforce shared cleaning duties, a rotating schedule called Kehrwoche, where each resident takes turns sweeping staircases and hallways.
Oh
Skip your
yeah,
week,
I've
and you
seen
will
this
hear
one
about it.
too.
These household habits
This
show a
shocked
culture built
me.
on respect for shared spaces and personal responsibility. But nothing expresses German culture quite like the relationship with food and drink.
Yummy.
If there's one thing Germans
Yeah, that's something I did not understand. Like, why do they have to do that? Is it still a thing right now in Germany? Or they already remove it and then just hire janitors to do it for them? Like the building owner or something? Because I feel like this is just another stop that people would worry on their schedule, you know? Yeah.
take seriously, it's bread. The country boasts more varieties of bread than almost anywhere else on Earth, and bakeries hold an almost sacred
Yummy.
place in daily life. A proper loaf isn't just food, it's culture, history, and identity baked into every crust. And the tradition extends into meal.
Yeah. I've always said that, and this is really the stereotype. Like, German bread is a really, really good and very soft. So I can't wait to try it soon.
Themselves.
Guys, when I say soon, I don't mean that I'm going next week, tomorrow, or next month. Because when we say soon here, it doesn't mean that we're going like literally next week or next month or tomorrow. So yeah, like soon could be tomorrow, next week, next month, or next year, or in 2030, whatever. But yeah, it's this year. So I don't know when this year, but this year. So I can't wait.
Dinner in Germany often is not a hot affair. Abendbrot, which
Oh
literally
yeah,
means
yeah.
evening bread, is a simple spread of bread, cold cuts, cheese, and pickles.
The
For
fancy
visitors
dinner.
expecting a cooked meal, it can feel underwhelming. For Germans, it is comfort in its purest form. And then there is Spargelzeit,
Asparagus.
the legendary
Yeah.
asparagus season that sweeps across the country every spring. White asparagus is not just a vegetable during these weeks, it is an event. Restaurants build entire menus around it. Families
Wow.
plan meals for it. Markets overflow with freshly harvested stalks. The obsession is so intense that outsiders sometimes wonder if they have stumbled into a secret national holiday. In a way, they have. Even drinking follows its own set of rules.
Beer. Okay.
Beyond the eye contact during toasts, there is a proper way to hold a beer, a correct
There
pace to
is?
drink, and specific phrases used to wish others well. And if you find yourself at a
I think
Stammtisch,
you will just
a reserved
drink
table for
it.
regulars at a local pub, you are stepping into a tradition that stretches back centuries. These tables are sacred spaces where friends gather, debates unfold,
Ah.
and strangers slowly become family over years of shared evenings. Food and drink are not just sustenance in Germany, they are rituals that connect generations. But the uniqueness of German life does not stop at the table. It extends all the way to the open road. The Autobahn is
I didn't know that there's a proper way of drinking or holding beer. That's crazy. Is this for real? Or this is just like crap that he's talking here? It's definitely made up, right?
legendary. and for good reason. Stretches of highway without speed limits sound like fantasy to most of the world. But in Germany, it is simply how things are. Drivers are trusted to use judgment, follow the rules of the road, and only
Yeah, this is
accelerate when
nice
conditions
actually.
allow. That said, the system works because of strict lane discipline. Sitting in the left lane without passing is one of the fastest ways to frustrate every driver
Oh
behind you.
no. Scary.
Order, even at high speeds, is expected. But perhaps the most infamous German habit is reserved for vacation.
Towel claiming
The
pool. What's
towel on
that
the beach
mean?
chair has become a running joke worldwide, yet it is rooted in truth. German tourists have a reputation for waking early and claiming poolside spots with strategically placed towels before
I do
anyone
that
else even
too.
thinks about breakfast. It is efficiency applied to relaxation, and it baffles everyone who witnesses it.
That's just
And when
smart.
the workday ends, there is a word for that too. Feierabend.
That is actually just smart to just leave your towel so you could claim that spot. I do that in the pool too. I was like, nobody would go there if you already have your towel in there. Just hope that nobody takes it.
Captures the feeling of clocking out, not just physically, but mentally. It is the moment work stops and personal time begins. Germans protect this boundary fiercely. Emails after hours are often ignored. Weekend calls from the office
Really?
are rare. The line between professional and personal life is not blurry. It is drawn with permanent ink. When you step back and look at these 21
This is really
rules,
nice.
patterns emerge. The obsession with order is not coldness. It is a way of making crowded spaces livable. The strict schedules are not rigidity. They are how millions of people coordinate without chaos. And the
Yeah,
traditions,
that's
from
true.
bread to recycling to
Yummy
punctuality,
bread.
are the threads that hold communities together across generations.
Yeah, that's actually nice. The last one. Like, I think we should just stay away out of those people, like our co-workmate, when it's not working hours anymore. Because yeah, why do we have to do it? Like, still check emails even though it's not working hours anymore. It's just bullshit. But yeah, sorry for the words, but yeah, it is. And yeah, it's actually an interesting video, and I like that everyone follow rules because it's the right thing to do, and it's manners, and also if everyone follow rules, everything will be good. Like, it's so disrespectful when other people doesn't do it, and then it affects you, you know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.